So, with no one informing Fortune or Dr. Fisher that Gogo's about to go kill herself.
No. I think Oscar would, he would in fact send them one to say like, hey, tune into this.
Yeah, go to this channel.
Yeah. However, it's not the text is, hey, check this out, not, hey, Fisher, get your med kit.
Oh my god, I just want the scene of Dr. Fisher running through Thune, though, trying to find a shuttle to the race course.
Doing like the T-2000 murder sprint with a medical bag, like...
He's got like a breath mask on so he doesn't breathe in the atmosphere, and he's just like running, trying to get to...
Oscar would do so with plenty of notice also. This wouldn't be... he's not trying to keep anyone from this.
Okay.
Then
I would be very clear.
I would probably write back, be like, where are you right now?
He just pings you with coordinates.
Okay. Yeah. I probably run up to the lab. I'm like, Fisher, come on, let's go.
We'll check.
We'll check. Uh-oh.
No, the prince is gone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Quick! Somebody get him a third thumb so that he can wake himself up.
No.
See, the third thumb would have come in handy right now because he could have set an alarm.
Yeah, he is away, so he probably fell asleep on us while we were talking.
Well, to be fair, we have kind of monopolized this session.
True. Apologies.
Not even. I did plenty of stuff with him.
I'm just... We will need a Fisher-centric episode.
Let's just assume that Fisher comes.
Yeah. Fisher says
and,
he's coming.
And we jump on Black Betty.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you going to get there since it's like... So are you going to get in exosuits and jump on Black Betty?
I'm going to drive very fast. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting get in because we got those tier 5.
You
much
absolutely do. You absolutely do. So yeah, so we see as Gogo's like doing some final preps, like getting a helmet on, like strapping it on. We see we hear the song "Whoa, Black Betty," bam, bam,
whoa. Yeah,
and we see like
demonetized.
Yeah, exactly. Like the camera comes up from the front tire, and there's like smoke, like dust, like flying behind it, and we see Fortune, you know, hands on the handlebars, the exosuit, the mask, you can just see his face, or like, you know, just like from his nose up, and then we see Dr. Fisher like holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
Like not letting go, probably screaming into his microphone, but Fortune has him muted at this point.
Yeah.
Like, slow down, if our suits tear, we're gonna die, right? Like that kind of stuff. And yeah, there's probably some like ability to bring your own vehicle out here and you know, enter the arena. And so you all probably like arrive right as Gogo's not wheeling out on the track, but you know, hovering out onto the track.
Yeah.
And as you all get there, I assume that it's probably about the time that Oscar and Chan have gotten appropriate popcorn.
Yeah, freshly salted
popcorn.
I just wanted to see Oscar send back the popcorn. Like he's so friendly. Seeing him like, you know what, this just is simply not enough salt. You need to fix this immediately. Like that, like, I mean, super stoic.
in reality, he probably just like yoinks the nearest like
salt shaker.
Yeah.
Or I guess
steals one telekinetically from behind the counter if there aren't any within reach. I doubt he actually asks anybody about it.
Yeah.
Fair. That's probably how that plays out.
You've added sodium to Chan's popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hooked him up. Don't worry.
That should have been one of your goals, Matt.
Also, hi, Will.
Will.
No,
he became active again. I thought maybe he was here.
Well, I
Maybe he
did
just
send
like
him.
Maybe he just went to the bathroom or something.
Well,
Maybe. I did send him a message.
so did I.
all the will checks.
Anyway, so Chan probably says, "Oh, Dr. Fisher, I was told you were not needed to be advised." And then he turns and he goes, "Ah, Fortune, good of you to come. We are to see Gogo. What was that word, Oscar?"
We spoke many. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
I believe race is the term that Oscar used.
Ah,
Yeah. That's why we're here.
Yeah, and so you all go and you get your seats. And Sergey and Vladimir and what did I name this girl? Wow, I actually forgot to write that down.
sushi.
No, Zushi is the Tan driver.
Sashimi.
Nope.
You
Nope.
did write it down.
No, I wrote that down. The name of the Sriak girl.
Brumhilda.
No.
Oh, I don't know. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. I don't think you said a name for the
Almost.
Shrek lady.
She introduced herself to Gogo, and that's when I said her name, but I didn't write it down.
Oh,
So her name's now Miranda.
okay.
Okay.
Just because that's what it is now.
New canon.
Let's
rewrite it.
That's how it works.
Forgot who you were, so we're renaming it.
That's how it works. They come and they join you, and Gogo. The sounds of outside are silent inside of the cockpit because, first of all, you have to be environmentally sealed because you're driving in a toxic atmosphere. But secondly, it's meant so that you can hear your instruments and all of the different readings and such. I want you to roll me a mental effect save, though, Gogo. Because I think that the last time you were in a pod, things didn't go so well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I start having a panic attack.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think she like goes to grip the wheel and all of a sudden like friggin' flashbacks of flames and crashing, just cold sweats occurring.
Yeah, we see your eyes go
I
wide. Yeah.
Is this like moments pre-race, or is this still getting
This is
in
as
the
they've
garage?
lined up and like
Fuck,
they're just
okay.
they're just waiting for the countdown.
All right.
Yeah, it's
nothing I can do here.
it's beyond help at this point. So yeah, you begin to like, you have that image, and they're introducing the the contenders, and you don't have a picture, but they say your name, right? And that's probably what like snaps you kind of back too, but you're still like, cold sweats, your eyes are wide, like it's not nerves, it's like a full on anxiety attack at this point. And they announce Zushi, and Zushi is riding in a vehicle that is probably in between yours and what Grutilda's was. It's designed as kind of a jack of all trades, master of none chip, where it can do basically every race you put it against, but it's going to be at a disadvantage on one part. Yours is definitely more of a specialist ship for the corners here. So you probably have a slight advantage, but not quite as much as if you were racing like a full-on, like, big hulking speed ship. But you're obviously going to be at a hefty disadvantage here, especially at the start. So the lights green, the bump, 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 and then I need you, Gogo. Hello, Will.
Hi.
Hi, Will.
Good morning.
Wakey, wakey.
Eggs and bacon.
You're at a race.
Yeah.
Time to see me die.
You rode on a motorcycle.
Oh god.
With it, you rode on a motorcycle in the toxic atmosphere with only an exosuit to protect you.
Yep.
Brilliant.
And that's what you get for falling asleep. Also, you missed a hilarious conversation with Chan, and that makes me sad. That makes me more sad than anything else.
There are VODs.
So, Gogo, the first test is not a test of your piloting skill. It's a test of your reactions. So what I want you to make me here is a
initiative.
Yeah, I think initiative is appropriate. But I don't think you get to actually do this on initiative. But I'm gonna take a -1 off of yours for your 1 on your mental effect save. And you should be able to just select your token and do it.
So
from
just
there.
select and roll initiative? Okay.
Yep. So you get a 4.
Not great.
Not great.
Could be higher.
Yes, it certainly could be.
Really?
It
Not helping.
certainly could be. Where are you? Where had this guy? There we go. All right. Yep. Yeah. So, you botch the start essentially here. Zushi flies out, and you hit the clutch instead of the brake instead of the gas, right, or something retarded like that. And so, like, after a second, then you hit it again, and you're a full maybe like length and a half behind Zushi right off the start. And on the straightaway, you have less of an advantage. So I would say she's got the upper hand by 2 points here at the very minimum. So as you're racing through, you're coming around to the first up down, or down up actually. So it's you have to go over a cliff, come underneath an archway, and then immediately come up to get over another hill. So go ahead and make me this is a grab vehicle technically. So make me a vehicle grab check with this one's with dexterity. Not bad. Would you like to re-roll that or add your +1?
No, I think I need to save it. Still a lot of racing for me.
Okay. So it's not a high enough magnitude for her to gain anything on you. It's only a difference of 1 there. But she does stay a solid like length and a half ahead of you at this point. As they come up the first down up. So then you go through a couple series of easy kind of banking turns, where you're kind of keeping pace at this point because you've had such a bad start. Go ahead and roll me another mental effects save though to see if you can get it together. So it's better, but you're still kind of like heavy breathing, freaking out a little bit here. So as you're coming around to the next, it's a series of hairpin turns where you have to actually roll over to get the right angle here. It basically is like a twist in a roller coaster, right? Where you have to hit one, but then you have to come up and to the left to hit the other one, but then you got to go back down and to the right to hit the third little like checkpoint. So go ahead and make me another vehicle grab, please.
So, oh fuck.
You got this. You got this.
Where are those 13s now?
Right.
Oh, fuck.
I think she'll lose you a little bit if you don't want to use your +1 here.
Yeah, I'm already doing it.
Okay. Or are you gonna reroll instead of +1?
No, I'm rerolling.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think that you pull up a little too hard on the up, and then you have to like kind of hit the brakes a little bit to kind of like angle yourself downwards.
What the fuck is going on?
We're all dead. You have to hit, like, you have to drift a little bit into the downward, and that's where you're supposed to be picking up speed, not losing it. And so she's able to pull. She's about 2 lengths ahead of you now. Back in the stands, the group of you is watching this on the monitors at this point, because you were at kind of the start where the pits were, so now it's up on your individual like little monitors on your chairs. What's the commentary from the group? Now, this is a little bit of a longer race. It's about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Okay.
Oscar's just glued to the TV. He's not saying anything.
Yeah, like no words.
He's more rigid than usual, even.
Forge is probably just relaxing, taking it in. I don't think he's... Yeah, he's just normal.
What about you, Dr. Fisher? Will check.
Can I get a will check?
I mean, I probably put some money on Go-Go.
You place a late bet.
Nice.
Nice.
How much do you put on her?
Yeah, I gotta know.
No, this is legit. Yeah.
Because wait, Jordan, what were the pre-race odds on
The
Go-Go?
pre-race
'Cause I'm
odds.
a no name, right?
Yeah, so it would depend. So technically, each season, every racer gets a rank. And if you don't compete in a season, what it will do if you enter with your credentials, it'll say last season competed rank X, right? Like whatever your rank was. So Go-Go, actually, it was weird because it was like 6 seasons ago, but Go-Go ranked as like an S racer. Actually, you were probably A. You probably weren't S, Go-Go. You were probably an A racer. Whereas Zushi ranks as a C. But again, for Go-Go, it was 6 seasons ago when she last competed.
So it's like a toss-up in terms of odds.
Yeah, so I think the odds are less in Zushi's favor than they would be against a no-name. But I think everybody's still like, well, she hasn't raced in like 6 years. Like, there's no way she's gonna win, right? But still, there's some people who are like, that's an A-rank racer. Like, you can't... They're like, it's like riding a bike, right? You don't just lose that ability. Like, you should still be able to race.
Although I'm pretty sure, like, stabilizers and thrust proportions are tweaked over the years.
Yeah, and the race courses vary slightly over the years as well, just because of they use natural formation. So erosion, catastrophic events, tectonic movement might change race courses, that kind of stuff.
Catastrophic events, including race accidents.
Right, exactly. New races have been formed based on the back of catastrophic race accidents. And I think that it's probably like 1.5 to 1 in favor of Zushi.
How much for Go-Go?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. It's probably, the odds for Go-Go are probably like 3 to 1. Certainly.
Yeah. 500 on Go-Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big money.
Sorry, you're gonna lose it all in about 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So 500 on Go-Go, no problem. So maybe you're starting to sweat a little bit here, Dr. Fisher.
So
in terms of pod racing, Go-Go's real far behind. Right now at this moment.
especially in a short race.
Yeah, right, exactly. On a longer, maybe a day's race, this wouldn't be much of anything. It might be, in fact, it might be a tactic, right, to like not go as hard in the start and find an opportunity later. But in this kind of a race, every second kind of counts.
God, why did I bet? I don't know anything about pod racing. I should have stuck to rat races.
Yeah, and I think
he's making his own bets on rat races in his own lab.
Yeah, I think Chan tugs on your sleeve, Dr. Fisher. It's like Dr. Fisher. Even though Oscar said that it was unnecessary, I'm glad you came in the event of some sort of medical emergency.
Yes, although I may be the one that has the biggest shock this week.
Are you in need of medical attention, Dr. Fisher? I can get one of the physicians. I noticed some individuals wearing uniforms as we entered.
No, Chan, I'm fine.
No, Chan, just financial attention, not medical.
I think he kind of like looks and he's like, okay, I understand. You're pretty sure he doesn't understand.
He doesn't yet.
Yeah. You're pretty sure he doesn't understand. So back to the race, Gogo.
That should be your next Twitch emote. He doesn't understand.
He doesn't understand. Should, you're right. So back to the race, Gogo. You're about 2 lengths behind now.
Yeah, Gogo's getting frustrated. She knows she has to do something drastic.
Yeah, and so well, roll me a luck save real quick to see if you can see if there's a timing scenario here that you can
that or she's gonna
take advantage of.
Turning off her nav. I mean, she spent all the time memorizing this course, so she doesn't need it. So she'd start turning things off to put more
power to the engines.
Power to the engines.
Sure.
Luck save.
Mm-hmm.
Big money, big money.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
there we go.
So this luck save was to notice something, really. When you were viewing the schematics, there is one minute change to the course. During the second to last turn, there is it's like a spire that you have to go around, and then there's like a smaller spire that kind of connects it. That kind of like makes it like a sideways arch. You're fairly certain you could squeeze through there, and you know for sure that Zushi could not. It would probably give you at least 1 length, depending on how well you rolled. You still have to make up a little bit more before then, but I'll let you know when that turn's coming up, and you can decide whether or not you want to use it.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, cool. So as you this is the part where the course kind of dives into some of those canyons I was talking about, so it gets real narrow. And through here a lot, you're kind of stuck in your pole position unless you can do something crazy or have like somebody crashes or something like that. So as you come through here, there's less of a chance to catch up, but there's more of a chance to fail miserably, is what I'm saying. So, simply this canyon part is going to be a roll, just to make sure that nobody really fucks it up. So we'll do it with Dex. She's rolling well.
Damn.
Ooh. So, through the canyon part, I think that probably at this point, Gogo, you have to give it up a little bit. Zushi knows what she's about. From a C rank racer, she's racing exceptionally. Maybe she's new, maybe she doesn't deserve, maybe she only does like lower ranked races, even though she's better. But she's doing exceptionally well through these courses, and you're able to definitely keep pace with her. But I am going to give you half a length here because your ship is more designed to be through these narrow, tight turning corners, and hers is not. This is where like the disadvantage of her ship comes into play, whereas the advantage of yours comes into play. If we hit a straightaway part, she's going to be able to maybe gain a free half a length against you unless you roll exceptionally well, that kind of thing. So you're back to 1.5 lengths here, and roll me another mental effect save. Again, you're already freaking out, but I just want to see if you're able to get hold of yourself.
So, can I say? So you know how can't remember his name. Vladimir.
Huh?
was telling me all about how you need to, you know, visualize yourself playing, you know, childhood game to sort of calm yourself down. Can I say that Gogo starts singing Patty Cake to herself to get me an advantage on this mental effects save?
Absolutely.
Sick. Okay.
Unconventional, but let's see.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have rolled a 2, by the way.
I know, it's great.
So I think that what's the first thought after, like, you're like, you do this, and then all of a sudden clarity dawns upon you, and then you realize that this Vladimir actually had a good idea.
Well, I mean, it was technically something that Gogo had kind of come up with.
Yeah.
But he certainly reminded her of it, and it's definitely like because of him that she starts to do this in this moment of panic. So yeah, I think she just starts laughing wildly, like just
cool.
absolutely hysterical laughter.
Cool. So here's the deal: any more sharp turning portions, you can get a free +1 because of your ship. I was taking that away from you because of your ship, or because of your mental effect save in this instance. So unfortunately, you break out of the canyon course, and it brings you into the straightaway course. And here it is going to be a roll, but Zushi gets a free half a length because of her ship. So this is one where you need to roll real big, and I think you still have your free +1 for the. I'm
100% gonna use it.
Okay. Ooh. All right, so you can make up some time here.
Big money, big money.
Guys, I'm trying so hard.
You're getting
Patty cake.
Yeah. Cool. So that is 3 volumes. So with this, you're 1.5 lengths behind. She gets a free half a length. You can come up and basically she's going to be slightly ahead, but nose to nose. So how do you do that? Do you like drift behind her and then do the, you know, like the whip around her like the professional bikers do and stuff like that, or how are you going to do that?
I think that, like I had said before, when she finally gains clarity and is stopped freaking the fuck out and knows what she's doing, she knows exactly what to do in these scenarios when she knows that her ship is inadequate to kind of make up speed. Yeah. So she cuts all of her like internal comms and things that she knows she just doesn't need, and you know, basically powers all of it to the engines to give her that little extra boost to get her around.
Yeah, and so you begin, like, I think that Zushi probably throws the throttle forward and becomes perhaps a bit complacent on her line. And in addition to that, like, all of a sudden, I think this is what we see is on the monitors back at Oscar and everybody else. You see Gogo's lights go out. What do you do when you see that? Like, all the lights on her ship go out, on her pod. All you see is the bigger pod that was in front of it.
What?
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, there's no like explosion or anything, right? It's just like all of a sudden she vanishes because it's pitch black out. You can't see without the lights on.
Yeah. Anybody have infrared? Anybody? Thermals? Something? You gotta have thermals on these cameras. It's a night race. Come on.
We're looking at a monitor. Fortunate it doesn't work like that.
I start rummaging through my backpack.
Yeah, and then I think that as they get to the end of the straightaway part, you turn the spotlights back on, Gogo, and you're half a length. You're right nose and nose. You're gonna go through the next turn together, and I think that the crowd erupts, right? Like they're like, and I think the announcers are like, "Oh my God, where did she come from? We lost sight of her there for a moment, but now she's come up neck and neck with Zushi. Can this racer, this unknown?" And then, you know, trails off into the typical announcer speak. And the crowd erupts. And I think you see some people, like, exchanging, betting tickets. Like, there's more people who are like, "Hey, who bet on that other racer? I'll trade you. I got, you know, I got a ticket on this other race coming up," right? Like, people are trying to get the tickets that were purchased for Gogo. It's not going to change the odds, but it's going to give different people money.
Yeah. To no one in particular, Oscar kind of muses out loud to himself, like, oh, she's still got something.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we creep into the there's essentially 4 more turns in this course. There's one that requires you to do it actually requires you to follow up a spire in kind of a like sideways loop-de-loop motion and kind of like launch off of it and land. It's not particularly technical except for it's an odd angle to drive the grav vehicle on. And then the turn after that is a series of hairpins that will be advantageous for your ship. You'll get the additional +1 on that one. Go. And then that one that I told you about is the second to last one, and then there's a final straightaway portion. So you'll need to make up some time because you'll know that she gets some advantage on that straightaway portion. So you come up to the sideways loop-de-loop, and you're half a length behind. It's a simple roll. Neither of you gets advantage over the other one as far as pacing or rolls go. So it's just a straight up roll on this one. Rolled okay. Nice. Perfect. Yeah. So
keeping pace.
Yeah. So as you come around, you're slightly on the inside. She's a bit faster than you, but you're slightly on the inside. So you stay at the same level, and then you launch off and you kind of fly, and both pods kind of tilt and teeter a little bit with like the wind whipping across, because it's probably maybe a 15-20 meter drop after you come off this thing. And her pod's a little bit heavier, and so kind of like probably bounces off the ground a little bit and showers up some dust. Yours a little bit lighter, so it doesn't quite do as much, so you're able to keep up. And then that brings you into the series of hairpins. So you get an additional +1 on this particular roll. Ooh, this is it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 13.
Yeah. So that is a series of magnitude way greater than what she has. So what that means is what's that? It's 4. So
he fails.
Yeah.
That's
so
not even a passing roll.
Yeah. So what happens is you enter into the hairpin turns, and it's basically just like we were talking about slalom. It's in one, out one, in one, out one, in one, out one of the spires. And I think that the monitor camera shows it from the front, and we see just the two darting back and forth, like at this high rate of speed, right? Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then bursting out of the slalom portion first is Go-Go, and again the crowd like erupts in cheers, right? You've pulled 1.5 lengths ahead of her through the slalom portion. It looks like she maybe fell off a little bit during that time. And then you come up to the second to last, and this is the one where you have that extra little point. So my question to you is, are you going to try and take it? Or are you going to play it safe? You have a lead, 1.5 here.
Megan want to play it safe, but Go-Go wouldn't, so.
So Goga's going to try and do it?
She wants to smoke this girl, not just by 1 length. So.
Okay, cool. So you come up on the turn, and I think that Sergey leans over, because Oscar, you're the one that's like glued to it. He goes, Oscar, watch this. I bet she does something that we have not seen in quite some time. And you're just kind of confused by that, and he just like gives you a wink. And so you come up, and it's just kind of a long looping left-hand turn around this spire. But there's that little like sideways archway that you could probably squeeze through. And so you go through it, and go ahead and make a vehicle grav roll for me. There's a chance for failure here though if you roll low, just FYI. Okay.
Basic success.
So
reroll?
She doesn't have it.
She used it.
She doesn't have it. So I think that I think that
would you consider it to be a tight turn so I get a +1?
not on this one.
Okay,
It's a wide looping turn, and you're choosing to take a shortcut instead of taking the whole turn. It's not quite the like tight hairpin turns for your vehicle on this one. But she doesn't get an advantage either. It's just like the sideways thing. But here's what happens. So I forgot what I named her again. Jesus. Miranda. Miranda looks at the screen, she goes, Oh god, I'm gonna have to make up so much paint. And before anything happens, and like you all kind of look at it like, what are you talking about? And Gogo, you take it a little too wide, and you hear the underneath just scratches the underneath, and you kind of like wobble as you're coming out. You make it through without dying, but you don't get the advantage that you would have, which means she catches up. So now she's only one length behind you. Her nose is like touching the back of your ride now. And the last portion is a straightaway. And so you have to beat her on the straightaway or not let her beat you basically by 2 orders of magnitude, which is basically 4. As long as she doesn't beat you by 4, you can come in the finish line. So before we do that though, all of you back at the arena, you can see the dust. They're coming back towards the arena now. It's kind of like a long oval like loop that they just did. They're coming back towards the arena. What's the tension? What's the air in that location right now? You see she's right on her tail. You know that her pod is slower on the straightaways.
I'm thinking
I always believed in you.
I should have brought my rifle so I could shoot the other one.
Oh, that'd have been
Does Fortune say that out loud?
Yeah, I probably do.
I don't think Oscar wants not to take him seriously, so he doesn't acknowledge that.
So, Gogo, would you like to make a final roll of the race?
I would, but I'm gonna lawyer again because I really want to win.
Yeah.
So, Gogo just, made fun of Vlad for being too expected, right? Too textbook, whatever. So I think an old tactic of Gogo's is when she's ahead by a hair, but she's not confident that she's going to make it to the end. I think she basically does the equivalent of a brake test.
Okay. All right.
So when she's like right, obviously they're going right around, they're right at that turn, and she tries to do something unexpected and pulls up abruptly to try to get her to have to adjust around her, and then Gogo's going to take off. Okay.
I'm going to make an evasion save for Zushi. I think on like on a terrible failure, she's going to like spin out and you're going to cruise to the end, not having to worry. If it's not quite a bad failure, you'll get a free half a length, but we'll make the roll anyway.
Sure.
If she passes, I think that you'll lose half a length.
Fair enough.
Is that going to be opposed rolls, or are you just going to...
opposed rolls. The last roll will still happen.
Okay, so she has to make the evasion check, and then you're doing opposed rolls.
Yeah, essentially, her evasion is 15. So if she gets a 10 or lower, Gogo just wins. If she gets an 11 to 14, she'll lose half a length, but will still make the opposed roll. And if she succeeds, she'll gain a half length, and will make an opposed roll. And she gets the +1 on her opposed roll because it's a straightaway.
Do it.
Yeah, that's worth it.
Are you ready?
No, but go ahead.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
Boom, she dies. That
Damn,
bitch
she
is.
so here's
doesn't expect it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
She doesn't expect it at all. She's riding right. She's trying to She's trying to what's that? What's
Draft.
not draft? Thank you. Yeah. She's trying to draft behind you, and she's like, she knows she's faster, and so she's like right up on your butt, right? Like it hurt. She's in fact, there's probably like a point where like you get a sensor warning that like the rear end
too close. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think like even just like something has made contact. Like, you know, we like maybe she bumps you just slightly from behind. And so you slam on the brakes and probably pull up, right? So that you don't so she doesn't just slam into you. And I think that when you do that, she yanks it hard to the left. And her pod, it's a grav pod, so it kind of slides to the side, but then it begins to like flip and roll over. And you can see like one of the grav engines goes out and the other one goes out, and it kind of just like rolls and tumbles and dust flies up. It's not a significant crash where she might be injured, but she's not going to die from it. These things have pretty good safety features. And you kind of just like come back down, like land and waddle side to side, and then cruise through the ending, and cheers erupt. It's the vision where like, you know, all of the crowd is like frozen but all jumping for joy or like crying because they lost money, and just the crowd just going wild. What about the group of you sitting in the stands?
Probably going wild too.
Yeah, jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Dr.
I'm close
Dr.
to
Fisher
pulling
was-
out my gun and shooting it in the air a couple of times, celebrating.
Like a cowboy.
Well,
into the biodome, keeping you all alive would probably be frowned upon.
I mean, I'm in an exosuit. I don't care.
Well, you have one. Yes, that's true. That's true. What about you, Oscar?
I think what happens. So he's probably standing right by Fisher, and I think what happens is he sees her, you know, this other racer spin out and go zip ahead, and he like tenses up, like he holds his fist up and he's like, yeah, and then he like punches Fisher in the shoulder and then immediately recoils and is like, sorry, Fisher.
He just broke his shoulder.
Like not super hard. He doesn't clock you, but he like a little harder than he should have out of excitement.
Dr. Fisher, roll me a luck save.
Sweet bejesus.
Poor Dr.
This is also for falling asleep, by the way. Okay, you
Yeah.
pass. So Dr. Fisher, you kind of like fall back, like, ow, what was that for? And you see Chan begin to mimic what Oscar did.
Oh no.
And then you immediately grab him, like, no, it's okay, Chan, it's okay. And you're able to stop him before he actually breaks your arm.
Oh, what have I created?
A monster. To be perfectly fair, a
Literally.
monster.
Oh,
To the letter.
come now. Lies.
Hey, remember,
He's
there's a way out of this, okay?
he's an adorable child monster, but he is still a monster.
Can we all agree he's the space version of Lenny at this point?
Oh, he's smarter than Lenny. Come on.
Again, he's hyper intelligent, just only in very specific aspects. Just saying.
Everything else is him trying
Oscar-
to stroke a puppy.
Oscar gets a little he loses himself for a moment, and then he's like, oh, Fisher, I apologize. Sorry.
Yeah. So, Dr. Fisher, you pick up your money.
Yeah.
3-1 odds on 500 means you
Nice,
gain
nice.
net 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Quick money.
And I think that you were the last like qualifying race from the lower bracket, Gogo. You were the last qualifying race. They have you, you know, like stay out on the stage. It's kind of like everybody's dispersing. Nobody's really like policing the grounds anymore, and so the group of you can walk down to her freely because that was the last race on this track. And yeah, so you guys walk over to her. Gogo, what's your expression like as you get out of the pod and jump down from the grav engines?
I mean, Gogo's freaking elated, man. This is what she was freaking born to do. This is her life blood. So she's just like absolutely ecstatic. And I think what she starts to do, she kind of like gets out kind of expecting different people to be there. Like I think she gets caught up in the like past flashback of like getting out and her mom being there and her dad being there and like her other friends and her other racers and her crew and Boomer. And and like she kind of gets out and like these guys are here, which she's still happy about, but like I think goes from really excited to kind of a weird look on her face, kind of all in a matter of a few moments,
Yeah, and I think that Sergei walks up to you and he kind of like puts his arm around your shoulder and he says, "It's not quite the same, is it?"
Yeah, and I think it kind of like shakes her out of it, and she's like, "No, I guess not. I still got it in me, but the past is the past."
Yes, but if ever looking to perform any more, could certainly work with each other, perhaps.
Yeah, I think she like takes off her helmet and kind of like shoves it into Sergei's chest, and she's like, "No, I think this is quite enough, but I appreciate the offer, old man."
Yeah, and he just kind of nods and he throws the helmet at Vladimir, who like catches it and holds it, and he's just kind of like looking around. And I think that as you like walk up to the group of people, you see that that like a bus has come in, and getting out of the back of it is Zushi, and you can see she kind of like looks in your direction, and she's got these white dreadlocks that kind of, her helmet's off so you can see this now, obviously before her helmet was on. She's got these white dreadlocks that kind of come down her back, almost to her mid back, as she's like shakes them out of her helmet. And you can see like there's a bit of like purplish blood like running out of her nose, like down her lip and onto her chin. She kind of just like wipes it off and throws it on the ground and then spits, and she looks in your direction, and then she gives you like the briefest of like nod downs. But you can see in her eyes she's giving you the respect you do, but doesn't appreciate the way in which it was given.
Yeah, I think Gogo gives her absolutely nothing but respect. I think she gives her a nod as well, but also kind of like, like taps her head, trying to be like, "Yeah, you did a good job."
Yeah. And then you can see her crew kind of carts her off to make sure that she's not, severely injured, and sets about to getting her pod out of the middle of the track. So
yeah, and I also think if Miranda's there, Gogo goes, I'm sorry about the scratches. I'll paint it myself.
Yeah, I think she just goes, you won. Should pay enough. It's not like this. It's not like Vladdy Poo over here. He couldn't win to save his life. Isn't that right, Vladdy Poo? And she kind of like pinches his cheek. And he kind of like shrugs her, like bats her hand away. But then you can see he kind of blushes a little bit. Yeah, and I think that she kind of like, is razzing him and drags him over to the ship and has him help her put it away. So having won your race, Gogo, what is the traditional celebration? Is it go back to the ship and leave because fuck this place, or is it?
No, it's drinks all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we go to the nearest bar and celebrate.
Yeah. Okay.
On Fisher's winnings, obviously.
Gogo doesn't know that he won.
True.
Oscar is not about to bring that up, so that's totally.
Well, I imagine that Sergei is not a total asshole and would have given Gogo her cut of the win.
Yeah, you do certainly get a cut of the win. For these lower level races, it's probably like 1,000 credits.
Yeah, it's it's not much.
Yeah.
And she kind of did screw up the ship a bit, so I imagine.
Yeah. It's 1,000 credits though. You can have them if you want.
Sick.
If you want.
'Cause I have like no monies.
Yeah, totally. You can have your cut. I think that the final scene is that we see is we see kind of like a darkened office space area, and we see a very kind of last gen hollow screen projector, and we see a desk with a bunch of papers on it. We recognize the place immediately as Felix's office, and sitting in the complete darkness, we can see the hollow screen lit up, and it has the race, right? And it shows all of the things that happened, and you can see he like rewinds, fast forwards, rewinds, and fast forwards. And the only thing that illuminates his face is he takes a long drag off a cigarette or an e-stick, and kind of ashes it out in an ashtray. And he leans forward on his chair because he's always leaning back on his chairs. He leans forward in his chair, and his face kind of illuminates, and we can see like his eyes. Or he's got like large bags under his eyes. The demeanor of like the happy-go-lucky is gone, but his eyes are as sharp as ever, and they kind of look. And he gives a smile, and he throws that screen away, and he has a contract listed, and he begins to cycle through a couple of people who have applied for his job. And we can see him cycling through, and most of them are like, we recognize them as like salvagers, mercenaries, spelunkers, that kind of thing. And he cycles through, and he's just like, it's all garbage. Well, I guess I'll have to do it myself. Nothing like breaking out the old climbing gear, eh? Well, time for sleep. And he turns it off, and when the when the room goes black, that's when the screen goes black. And we end the episode.
Yeah. We won a race, yeah.
Yay, I didn't die. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally always believed that you would race, Gogo. Totally. Not one doubt ever came across my mind.
Not one time that last 2 seconds of the race.
Great race, Gogo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Out of character, I really wish Oscar had been made aware of what the potential job was. But I guess we will see how that turns out.
I mean, if you guys want to contact him without telling Gogo, that's up
No,
to you.
I have no
No.
reason to.
I don't think the two people that would probably want to know him, right? Like, it's really only
Yeah,
Dr.
no.
Fisher.
Yeah.
I don't even know that you met with your dad.
Correct.
So,
Yeah,
no,
I don't even know you
Oscar's,
met with your dad.
Oscar's totally in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
You said you met somebody.
Correct.
Yeah, so
No, I told you I met my father.
Oh no, yeah, you did tell me it was your dad. Yeah.
You know, nobody else knows.
Yeah.
Well, except for the people who were there.
Yeah.
Right, because he
So-
announced it to
So
everyone.
pretty much Oscar's in the dark.
So it's actually just Oscar, sorry.
that's fun.
I mean,
That's how
out
it
of
goes.
character, I wanted to know too, but Gogo would not. Like, she made her entire life point to not get tied up in anything her dad did. And so even by taking this job, even though she's getting help from him, it's just too much. Like, it's so anyway,
Mhm.
regardless.
It was meant to be a conflict.
Yep, understood.
Everybody can have 750 experience though.
I level high.
Yeah.
You got a level, Gogo?
Yeah, I did.
Sick.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely awesome. That puts you at level 6,
Score.
right?
Whoa, excuse me.
Meg wins.
Meg
I
wins.
know.
Meg
I
wins
win
the
a
race to
I
6.
get a level.
Yeah.
It's a great day.
Indeed.
Such a lovely day.
In other news,
Good news, I'm only 6,000 experience away from leveling up.
Crickets.
Only.
that's not that bad. Once more people hit 6, we'll increase the session experience too.
Oh, Devin's sandbagging us then.
Yeah, I am.
Actually, I think Will is sandbagging you, to be honest.
But he's an expert. He's an expert, so by default, he's
I'm
going to be
Only
quicker to.
4,500
Yeah,
That's true.
level 6.
Sure.
So
3 sessions ahead by, if all else is equal.
To be fair, Fortune did get like 10,000 experience or something in that one.
Oh yeah, but
did.
like the fortune curse is to go after, 40 session goals and then get.
Yeah, I don't have one of those on my goal sheet right now at all.
yeah, that's
At the
currently
moment.
my goal list.
No.
So.
No, I definitely do.
Playing the
Gogo
long game.
has a never-ending goal, so I mean, there's that.
True. I'm basically just working off of 2 goal slots at the moment.
It's
so
it's
fine.
fun.
Is
It's
that
fun that Gogo has a goal that can
unattainable,
only
or-
be failed.
Isn't that like just perfect for the life of Gogo though? Like, doesn't that just typify?
Yeah, seems
That,
great.
that's
The way
actually
her
pretty
life
good for
works.
our whole crew. This ship.
Yeah,
Kinda.
it's great. It's true. I haven't done this in forever. Do I get 4 skill points? Is that a thing?
You
Yeah.
do. Yep, 4 skill
Expert.
points.
Should have been an expert.
No, because then your attack bonus
Yeah.
would have sucked.
The attack
Yeah.
bonus is super important for combat-oriented things.
Yeah.
Huh,
Go
I'd really
figure.
Like to get my vehicle space up to 3. If I only knew some guy who liked me a little bit and was really good at flying and stuff, and maybe could teach me a thing.
Huh?
What was his name again?
It's almost like I
I know,
inserted a
right?
character that you could learn from when reaching level 6. It's almost like that was a
It's like-
premonition of
It
mine.
was,
It's crazy how
handed to
sometimes
me.
things just come together out of nowhere.
I know.
I say that
Man.
to Matt
The
probably on
odds.
an every other week basis.
What are
Well,
the odds?
okay, so generally those conversations, I'm not so much asking as I am acknowledging that things came together, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you I'm aware
Yeah.
of it, and I'm
He's
going,
not ignorant of that fact.
yeah, like I'm generally informing you, I got it, let's do this. Like I'm on the same page.
But yes, no, that is at least a statement that I make to Matt about every other week.
Often, yes, that's not wrong.
Regardless of how appropriate it is or not. Thank you all for coming. It was fun. I'm sad we missed last week where we could have done all
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if ever in the future I can't make it, you can play without me.
I think
Just
it's
saying.
I am okay with that. I think the rest of the crew doesn't like not having you here.
Yeah, I think the general feeling is we'd rather just miss a week.
And
Okay.
yeah, so that everybody
Unless it's
can
been,
participate.
A bunch of times that we're gonna miss, like
I
2 in
mean,
a row.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking for myself here,
Yeah.
but
When there's only 4 of us in terms of crew, it's kind of sad to lose one. So
Yeah. Also, FYI, next week we have to be done with enough time for me to turn off the computer and turn on the TV by 9 because Game of Thrones.
Okay.
uh
I will do my final scene a little bit early.
yeah, we can start at like 3:55 or something.
Well, we could just
How about
do like
we-
10 minutes
Or
less
four-
of introduction.
four-
Yeah, let's just
4:55.
let's just cut the intro down a little bit. How's that?
Yeah.
We'll be good then.
Because
Fine
Game
with
of
that.
Thrones next week, and I'm gonna have an apartment that has HBO. So yay!
sick.
Hey, about that
Alright.
login. Okay, I'll get that from you later.
Or you can just come over for the party.
Completely legally.
I don't think that I
not-
can make it to wherever your apartment is in the space of 5 minutes
Well, then just come run the game from my computer.
from your house.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll be great.
I've got a desktop. I'll have 2 monitors. We can do this.
Maybe.
Do it.
Maybe. Anyway, thank you all for coming. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
do outro. It's been a lot of fun. Do you guys have any final thoughts or words?
Go
I
didn't
love you.
die.
Meg wins.
Meg wins.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Adios.
Steve.
Live stream.
All right, guys, it's been fun. It's been amazing. Glad you all could be here. It was exciting, ecstatic, and amazing. I hope that you all enjoyed yourselves. Thank you all for showing up. Glad you all could be here. If you're on YouTube, thanks. Appreciate that. Glad you could be here as well. Stay tuned. More episodes in the future. That's all I got. I hope to talk to all of you and see all of you later. please do all of the things if you want to know when you can watch more or where to watch more. Bye, everybody. Bye.